Peace, this is Gerald of Quantum Light Consciousness. Today I want to talk about the year of the serpent. Okay, so 2025 has rang in. Especially here, we made it the year 9 in numerology. So this year is all about an upward spiral into higher potential. Really just embodying the power we've generated from last year, the year of the dragon, which was all about, reclaiming our sovereign right to exist and to be free, to be a unified world for liberty and justice for all, not to Americanize the entire world. Yet it was a powerful year to be there as a unique individual watching all these events unfold and to see how the power was returned and used by the people who remembered that they had it, okay? The power that was returned to the people was utilized in many ways. A lot of it was by just speaking, just by showing who you are, speaking your truth, saying what is real to you, allow others to know where you stand on specific things, right? Other ways was actually getting out and voting and saying, hey, we don't want the world to be all about death, destruction, and the war against all creation. We actually want to live and we actually want to prosper. We actually don't want our town set on fire. Okay. These were the things that happened last year. People woke up in droves, in masses. They saw what was going on and they acted. That's what dragons do. They're powerful and they utilize that power. Okay. So moving into 2025, in this year, it's going to be all about wielding that power, controlling that power, utilizing that power in a way to where we are on a bandwidth of mastery. We're centered and we're in our sovereign strength. We're in our sovereign right that we gained from last year to be who we are in our own space, in our own sacred right as divine humans to exist. First and foremost. More so, we learn to control and wield that power in a way to where it's non-destructive to the others around us. It is a proactive extension of who we are, and we allow things to be created by expanding, extending, and utilizing our energy in these specific ways. So Year of the Serpent is very important. It's a huge thing to me personally. Personally, I have a lot to work on. Some of the things that happened last year weren't the best for me at all. I've definitely had my moments where I really had to work on my serpent energy. And it's just like a lot of it has to do with the things you say. The serpent has to do with the tongue and just not letting ridiculous things come out of your mouth, especially towards the people who you love. And allowing that to be controlled is the will of a master. Being a master in your own sacred space and allowing yourself to be resound in your own sovereignty while you hold your shield, be calm, be present, don't let things get to you. In return, with a calm, sensible manner, while allowing others to do the same, while giving them a choice, allowing them to calm down if they are coming to you with chaotic energy. When you have two things that happen, it doesn't, there has to be some type of resolution there. So I've definitely had my run-ins. Year of the Dragon. My main thing was the Mamba energy. The Kobe Bryant. The Black Mamba. It's just like once something happens, it's just like, oh well, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. It's just like it's a force. The serpent energy is a force, and if you don't control it, it'll destroy your life. It'll actually it'll actually create more harm than good. It'll create negativity. It'll create destruction, and it'll create blocks from where you are to where you want to be. Okay, just to keep it simple, it'll destroy your job. It'll destroy your relationships. It'll destroy your business. It'll destroy your family life. It'll destroy anything you have happening anywhere else. It's just like, if you can't control your serpent energy, that's it. You're done. Finito. It's a very important year. It's a very important thing to master. It's very important to understand what serpent energy is. Okay? So to start, it's important to understand what serpent energy is. So I wrote about this in my blog. I just posted, I think January 2nd or 3rd, year 9, the serpent. Check that out. So what we know serpent energy is most, commonly is the Kundalini energy. The Kundalini energy is just an aspect or an embodiment or a manifestation of source energy. It isn't actually a serpent. It's just source energy that's presenting itself as a serpent. And you can say that for any type of serpent energy. It's just source energy that just manifests itself as a serpent. Okay. So when you look at the Kundalini energy, what you see is a giant snake that goes through the conduits and the energy centers and the chakras of the planet Earth, allowing life to flow through those energy grid points for the Earth to grow and live and thrive and become more of who she is. Okay? So taking our Earth as an example, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to allow your serpent energy to flow and to be resonant and to be balanced, and for you to be able to utilize it in a way that's proactive and creative and positive for others to be around you, and for people to understand you as a balanced human, and for things to manifest how you want them to manifest. Because once you understand your serpent energy and you're able to proactively utilize it, it becomes your greatest strength. It actually becomes like the thing to keep balanced and aware of and under control at all times. Because once a snake gets loose, it's gonna get into everything, and next thing you know, you're wrangling a snake. You're wrangling a snake. If you've ever been psychic attacked, all right, you understand. If you're like one of these individuals that has to deal with people every day, and somebody gets pissed off at you, you come home from work, you're wrangling a snake. It's just like, oh, well, I wonder where this came from. That was probably from the person who was yelling at me today. So it's like, it goes many ways. So when you understand that the serpent energy is something to master and how powerful it actually is, all the doors open up for you everywhere, anywhere you want to go. You get on the phone, you speak like you're a CEO of your own company. You've been doing it for 30 years. It's just like that throat chakra and your tongue is like the channel of where your eloquency and succinct, candid words can place you to where you want to go. It's kind of just like How to Make Friends and Influence People, the old book by Dale Carnegie. You become that again. It's like you become that. You become the person that you need to be in a specific time. You become a higher and more evolved version of yourself to be able to get through to the next level, to where you need to go. It's just like almost like quantum jumping. It's just like if you master a specific aspect of yourself, you're gonna upgrade yourself, and then you're gonna find yourself in places where you never thought you'd be. You're going to deliver on the promises you made yourself and the goals you made yourself. This year has a lot to do with manifestation. All right, because once you get your energy in control, you can do anything. You can do whatever you want. Like that's the big secret of serpent energy. When people think about snakes, it's like, oh, snake, you're a snake. Or it's like, oh, snakes, I hate snakes. But it's just like, snakes are actually very powerful. They are close to the ground, and when they move, they're sensing everything around them. They're sensing the vibrations, they're sensing smell, and they're tasting the air. By being able to sniff and taste just to find out what's around them, that's just like a little being that has all types of superpowers that is very useful when you understand how that has to do with your own energy flowing through you. By utilizing those advantages in your inner space. So when you're in your inner space, there's always energy flowing off of you. The energy flowing off of you in wavelengths, they're kind of like antennas that kind of flow in a wavy, like a wavy motion in your aura. They kind of just go waves off of you, off of every point in your body. It just goes off. And it's just like when you understand like how the genetic capacity of your aura and the energy of your aura and how it flows, you begin to feel and sense and utilize that wavelength structure. It's like unlocking a extension of yourself that you didn't even really know existed. You know, it's like once Year of the Snake hits, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember, like the snake. I can feel what's around me and I can sense what's around me just by feeling through the vibrations and listening and allowing the information to come back to me, just like how a serpent does when it's moving. You know, it's just like, it's kind of just like you have more power than you think. So the snake also has to do with being able to track energy and move through different realms and areas and timelines in the quantum realm. This is more advanced. Like once you understand how energy moves, it flows. You know, it flows and it spirals and it flows. You know, mostly it flows. So it's like if you can get this like fundamental down of a flow and how flow works, you can track any energy you want, anywhere, any timeline, any space, any dimension. Okay, that's how I'm so good at tracking energy. That's how I've learned, just because it's just like you can see the energy. You understand how a wave works, and then you understand how to ride the wave, and then you understand how to embody the wave. A snake is an embodiment of a wave. It's like a physical being who embodies the form of a moving current. So when you move through different energies and you want to find information through a realm, you have to flow through the waves. You have to ride the wavelengths, and you have to allow your energy to move, and you follow the energy. That's the main thing. Follow the energy. So if something comes into your field and you don't know what it is, and you're having a hard time finding out why this energy is in your field, all you have to do is just isolate the problem, understand that the problem's there. Look at the problem, understand that if it's a problem, it's an attachment, and follow the attachment to where it originated from. It can be anywhere from a past, some type of situation in the past. It can be some type of entity or energy outside of your field. It could be anything. It could actually be anything. So when you understand this, it's just like you can go anywhere. You can astral travel anywhere. You can literally astral project across the world and back. You can astral project across the galaxy and back. You know, just by being able to flow your mind through the waves of consciousness and just, you know, just move whenever you want to find out any type of information. You know, it makes having your Akashic understanding in your heart a lot more usable, and you understand how to integrate more information, and you become more embodied on the level that you're able to bring more information in and find things out and understand things. It makes you a smarter being by far. So if you're ever in a situation where it's like you have to figure out what's going on, you have to figure out like how people work, you have to figure out the world, you have to figure out different systems of communication. You know, it's like understanding how serpent energy works and then utilizing it is only going to help you. That's year 9. That's what this year is all about. Okay, so more of the 9. This year, year of the 9, it's all about renewal of relationships. So basically, it's like you understanding that a relationship is like a spiral. You're in a relationship, or in the relationships in your life, you have time to leave and come back. You have time to refresh yourself in that relationship. In relationships in life, you always have time to show up in a different way, show up in a way that is better for the people around you, allowing yourself to be the higher version of yourself in that space, to where they're like, oh, wow, this actually is this person. And I feel like this is more of the person. This is more of the person that they weren't showing me before. It's kind of like getting to know somebody better. If you don't know your friends good enough, chances are they probably know you the same way, or they actually may know you more than you think that they actually know you. Just because you're showing up, and it's like they see you a specific way, and that's what it is, because you convey yourself in a specific way when you're around them. And the 9 is also about balance of independence. Okay, so it's like teamwork. Depending if what type of relationship you're in, if you're in a romantic relationship, teamwork is critical. It's crucial, actually. Without two people, there is no relationship. Without both people showing up, there is no relationship. So it's like, being independent, and both being able to support your own lives and be a individual in your own life, in your sovereign right, and have your own space, have your own world, and also contribute to each other's world and build something together. That's what the 9 represents here for relationships. And in this year, the heart center person is going to have the best experience, because it's a lot easier to do anything when you're in your heart, especially communicate. All right. And that's also the main theme for this year is communication, with the throat chakra and the tongue. It's like directly communicate. And when you do communicate, don't say things you don't mean, or don't say, things you definitely don't mean. It's like aligning and being more an authentic version of yourself, and allowing your throat chakra to speak and to be resonant in the profound, resounding vibration through your words. It's very important. This year is very important for those things. And so the challenges for these types of things is comfort, always, doing the same thing you've always done, always communicating and showing up in the world and conveyed who you are the same way, whether that's from a limited vantage point or from a oversharing vantage point or a undersharing vantage point. It's something that is a sticking point. Also, honesty. Honesty is like huge, critical, 100% necessary to actually succeed in your endeavors, in the professional world, in business, in relationships, in just normal day-to-day life, from whatever you're doing. Being honest, especially with yourself. Being honest with yourself, that's number 1. Crucial, number 1. Don't ever even think about ever lying to yourself. That is the worst thing you could possibly ever do. That's up there. That's like number 1 no for me, at least. And so it's these sticking points that most people have trouble with when working with their throat chakra and allowing themselves to heal it and to get the energy to flow better and, so to speak, unstifle your throat chakra to where you're speaking and you're comfortable speaking, and you're not going off of stories you've told yourself or stories who you think the other person is, or comfort levels to where you're communicating and conveying words based off fear, based off of how you're used to speaking to somebody or how you're used to being in a certain situation, saying limited things, doing or saying things that are safe, things to where you're not growing, you're not allowing yourself to be heard, and people are looking at you and they're wondering why you're communicating the way you're communicating. It's kind of just, it's time to unstifle yourself. It's time to expand your throat chakra, and it's time to allow your words to be heard by the power of your tongue. So it is, and so it shall be. Because you are who you are, and you are a master. And when you understand your words are power, your words begin to manifest the reality around you. It's just how it is. It's just the law of the universe. It's the law of life. So more about serpent energy. Serpent energy is huge, critical. It's one of the biggest things used in magic and in martial arts. Serpent energy is like the go-to. It's like the thing to understand if you want to defend yourself in specific situations. Just like, going out into the world. You have to go out into the world and go to a store. I talk about this with clients who are very empathic, and those senses can go on overdrive because it's just like, when you hit a certain point of integration inside yourself, there's stuff everywhere. You can't walk into another room without getting hit in your own house. You have the shield in your own house. You have to detach, slice, and cut everything off around you just to be able to take a breath in your own house. You can't walk outside without having guards around you following you on your every move. It's just like, it's a whole completely different world. Okay. And these are the things I work with people who call me because they know how it is. They know how it is when you're actually fully integrated and you can feel, because you're in the quantum field and you're not like halfway here, halfway not, walking around like, a generic person. You're actually embodied. You're a full bodied, completely integrated starseed empath here, awakened and ready to get to work and do your job and awaken others around you. Okay. So one of the best things to understand is there's hooks and cords that run through like pretty much everything. You have all types of attachments that come off of these hooks and cords. And now these hooks and cords work like a sick motherboard system, to where it's like it's going through things and it's gripping and it's twisting and it's pulling energy off of anything that's alive. Okay, and these energy cords, especially they get caught in walls, especially in corners of walls and right angles. They can caught between items. They can caught on tech devices. They get caught on literally anything. They caught on doors, and they can get caught on cars. It'll try to attach this thing. These things will try to attach and hook and cord onto anything to get through to where? To you, because you're the God in this place. You're the I am presence in this place. Anywhere I can get to anywhere to siphon energy off of a human is where it's going to be. It's where energy goes from. So to understand your own energy through your own wavelengths, to where you have your own wavelengths coming off of you, to completely control any wavelengths from even entering, is the place to be. So when you understand the wavelengths that come off of your energy body, your light body, your aura, to where it's just like you're in a free flow of energy going off all around you. And as your energy is going off around you, you're holding your walls of your energy field. And when you hold your walls of your energy field like that, you are a complete dominant control of 100% of your energy. Just by understanding serpent energy and how it works. It's just like from that standard, or from that position, you're in a position of strength of just understanding and knowing wavelengths that come off your body, and utilizing those wavelengths and being in control and allowing those wavelengths as they come off of you to be stable, to be completely stable, still flowing energy through them, but stable and strong. That's the main thing, strength. Get in the gym, work hard, all right? Be resident in your own energy field, to where every rep that you take in the gym is bringing more light energy into your vessel and bringing you into a higher density of light in your bone matter, in your muscle fibers, in your tendons, all the way through your body until Your body is like it's like a manifestation of, the divine. You want to raise and raise and raise and raise your vibration up until you're, fully maxed out. And then, you just, after you're maxed out, it's just like, well, I wonder what's next. How can I raise my frequency more? And it's just, you keep pushing through the levels and you can continue to be more and more like your higher self. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be working on. And just, coming from a position of strength and wisdom and understanding and being candidly reserved in your own space to where you're not jumping on any potential to unleash words at somebody from an old trigger that comes up. You're reserved and you are eloquent and succinct, and you say exactly what needs to be said because people need to hear it, and you need to be resound in who you are. And it's all about really controlling yourself and understanding the words that come out of your mouth. It's just like, before you say things, think, is this what needs to be said? Is this going to help the person who I'm speaking to? Do they need to hear it? How will this person think when they hear it? What does it sound like I'm saying? But I want somebody to speak like this to me. That's the golden rule. That's the most important thing. Empathy is the most important thing. Serpent Energy is going to teach you understanding, like the waves that come off your body and the words you speak out into the world is huge. It's going to make you a more effective communicator, a godlike listener, a higher potential being to manifest a better reality for yourself. And it's just gonna it's gonna make you a master. It's gonna get you on a level to where it's like you can feel things before they even happen. Before you even say something, you're gonna understand how the person is gonna react. So you completely change your approach. That's the biggest thing here. So peace and love. If you guys like a session, I do sessions at quantumlight.org. I do intuitive coaching, numerology readings, custom art. I also have a t-shirt and orgonite device line at empathleague.com. Check that out. Lots of cool stuff over there. Gear for wearing who you are on the outside of you, or how you feel on the outside of you. And powerful orgonite devices to protect your house and your home. So one more thing, always be in your heart. Always filter everything you are saying and doing out in the world through your heart first. And be reserved enough to always be aware in your inner space and present in your inner space to where you're hearing and sensing and looking and feeling from there first. And you will have prosperity. I love you. Take care. Talk to you soon.